All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Timothy here. We are playing an Hour of Devastation draft with our green-white deck. I think it's pretty sweet. Note that if you didn't watch the draft portion, we passed a Scorpion God, which sounds 100% foolish, but it made sense at the time. I am interested to see how many people would be like, no, switch colors or try to splash it or something like that. But I think I made the right call. I took a No Catcher's Avenger over this. This was pack 2, pick 1, but I decided not to be greedy. We are going to play our, whatchamacallit, desert here, just to make sure we have green mana when we need it, and then we get to curve out pretty nicely here. Wouldn't even mind drawing lands. Had I had Fanbearer in my hand on turn 1, I probably still would have played the desert, I think. Okay, so my opponent not have anything here? That'd be nice. We'll see if we run into, I don't know, a braid or blur of braid. Blur of blades would be just the worst thing. And then we'll play, I think Dauntless Aven, because that lets me exert next turn pretty nicely. Okay, my opponent does not have any sort of nonsense. At least doesn't look like it. Harrier Naga deals more damage, but Dauntless Aven lets me exert with impunity, so to speak. Let's see what my opponent's up to here. Probably play something this turn, I imagine. Or nothing. Open fire. Now the question is, do I exert? Oh, Steward. All right. I do have to watch out for something like Heaven to Earth, which I'm not going to play around till I see it. And then we'll play On-Crop second main, just to use our mana as well as possible. Am I going to see an open fire here? Looks like I'm going to see something. No. All right, so the real question is there... No, there's no reason to exert, right? I mean, if I do, I get that trigger right away, but I'll just untap the Aven with the ability. Maybe there is. My opponent has the Flash Cheater or something like that. But I don't think there's a lot of reason to go out of my way and exert that. Also not going to play around Hour of Devastation until I see it. A pretty massive turn here. Now, this can exert here, and this can untap On-Crop. Or, yeah, this can exert to untap both of these, and Aven can untap On-Crop. What is it? Champion. All right, Quarry Hauler. I get to attack. Not exactly right past that. I do get to attack with these two at least. Oh no, he's removing a counter. And my opponent's probably on just big creatures, which to be fair is not what I want to play against. Do I trade here? I don't think that makes any sense. So let's attack with both. Let's exert. We will untap this. And just showcasing the power of Dauntless Aven with exert creatures. My opponent's going to take 5 here, probably not blocking. And then we get to play Fanbearer plus a 3/3. And if my opponent doesn't have a sweeper, are they just dead? Probably. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think so. They just tap out for a big creature. I lock it down with Fanbearer. I attack with everything. They block the biggest thing. Yeah, okay. Well, that was quick. Jeez. My opponent, to be fair, didn't do anything for the first 3 turns, but they're playing green-red as well. That doesn't tell me too much. Maybe I want the camel over something else. In fact, I think on the draw, a lifelink and camel will be better than a, where is it? The Naga, the Sidewinder Naga, because on the draw I'm going to be doing more blocking, especially if my opponent's red-green, and having the lifelink can be very relevant there. I don't think I want a 2/5 until I see exactly what my opponent's doing, and I don't see too much else I care about at the moment. Yeah, I literally saw 1 card from my opponent, so we're not going to sideboard extensively. But note there that just like how much information you can get just off the color that your opponent's playing. This seems like a good hand. I have Fanbearer to hold things down until I get to my big drops. I don't think I'm cycling Rampage and Hippo. I keep wanting to call it Rampage and Baloth, but that's not what it is. I expect to see a lot more out of my opponent this time around. Okay. Maybe cycle that. I don't know for sure yet. I'm pretty land flooded with this opener, so Probably, but I imagine I'm going to be using most of my mana to tap creatures. That I won't actually tap. 2-drop? Nope, Serpapard. So, game plan here, cycle the desert. If he attacks, that's fine. I'm not going to tap his guy down. I will block, actually. Okay, Harrier Naga is good. This, I'm just going to point out how good, like, Ambuscade is when you're on the play, because I'm going to have to tap out to do stuff, right? And that just leaves my opponent free reign to do as much ambuscading as they feel like doing. It makes most sense to me to just play out the 4-3 and pass. Hopefully there's no ambuscade or cartouche from my opponent. Cartouche wouldn't be as bad, but ambuscade would be very annoying. Lets my opponent just deal 4 and kill my big creature. If you attack, I'm snap blocking with Prowl and Serpapar. Maybe that's not right, but I am on defense until I can start deploying my threats, and I want to make sure I'm not taking too much damage till then. Okay, Ritualist. That means that it could be in trouble. Could be something big coming down. This card's always scary because it can get you from 4 mana to 7 mana on the next turn. Obviously not just by itself, but Fanbearer is going to do quite a bit here. And if I draw, well, we'll see what our opponent does, but if I draw a land, we might just go Camel, tap your big guy. I assume he's going to play a big thing here. Okay, Gilded Celadon's good. It's not game ending, but it is good. I also don't think my opponent has a 6 or 7 drop, otherwise you just play it there. We're going to go and play out the desert here. Do I attack and offer the trade with Celadon? I think so. He could just block with Feral Prowler too, and he draws a card, but it also just gets a thing off the board. I like this. If he wants to trade with Celadon, I'm fine with that. If he wants to take 4, that's also okay. All right, he took 4. So we are going to get a lifelink and Camel down now. We draw a land, we can play Hippo. We don't draw a land, we can attack. I'm surprised he didn't at least block with the Prowler. Like, the Prowler's not going to do too much on this board. This is something to note. It's not the strongest of the lands, but the fact that it's a land and not a spell in your deck is just strong and worth noting. It is a desert now, so he can say something can't block, but I get to hit him back with the Camel, assuming, of course, that he doesn't deploy like another big 6-drop or something, which I imagine is going to happen since he didn't play a lot of early game stuff. Oh, he's playing another Ritualist. Okay. Okay, Hooded Brawler. Fortunately, I don't have great attacks with the Camel because of this Ritualist, but I can attack with the Crop guy again, play a Camel, and hold up Fanbearer. That seems okay to me. Opponent's on 1 card. I think, I'm not 100% sure, I don't want to say for sure, but I think I'm a little bit ahead here because I do have just things in my hand I can start playing. If he attacks with something, do I double block with my Camels? I'm going to stop Celadon from attacking, obviously, but if he attacks with like 2 Ritualists, I might double block. If he has a trick, I gain 6 life, but, well, I probably only gain 3. Pay and costs. Are you cycling something? No, Minotaur Sure Shot. For sure. Card's good. Let's go and tap Michael Celadon. Opponent's still in 1 card in hand, and if you double attack with both, or even 1 Ritualist, I am double blocking. Unfortunately, I don't have good attacks. Okay, so I don't think my opponent's on any tricks. Last card in their hand is Open Fire. It's a good one. Okay, so Fanbearer's gone. That means it's probably just Hippo time, even though Celadon can start attacking now. If I attack with on-crop thing, I'm just trading it for one dude, so that doesn't feel as good either. I think we're just hippoing here. Notice my opponent's out of cards. He can say my hippo can't attack, but I'm probably in the same boat where I'm double blocking this Ceradon anyway. I could actually block with crop. No, I think this guy has the most value just because he can push past my opponent's 2/4s. Interesting to see what my opponent ends up doing with this desert here, though. He drew something. Maybe it's another ritualist. Jeez. Okay. It's going to be tough for me to deal with, I think. Okay, that's not bad. That lets me play Oketra's Attendant, which might just be what I want in the board stall here. I can actually cycle it and then embalm it, which might be the right thing to do. And in fact, I guess I tapped out for the hippo. So if I attack with the hippo, and yeah, again, I would just be trading hippo for a ritualist, which is not what I want to do. Also, forgot that this has reach, which is not great. So since I can't play two things here, I'm going to go ahead and cycle and embalm. And we just, ooh, that's not bad at all. So I need my opponent to kind of go for a big attack or something like that. And then use Appeal to Authority to try and take over the game. Currently, I could deal 9 damage with it alone, because what I can do is tap his flyer, give the or play Hooded Brawler, tap his flyer, and then aftermath it. It looks like he's activating his desert. No, he's just playing another Michael Ceradon. Cool. All right, now things are getting rough. Okay. All right, so eight. I am going to play out the land. I know I'm going to play Hooded Brawler for sure, so let's go ahead and do that. And then let's really think about this turn. So I can play Act. I would probably actually give this +6, because that gains me 9 life, puts me up to 21. Tap this, tap a blocker. Oh, that gives all my guys vigilance too, doesn't it? Forgot about that part. So I have to make enough lethal attackers, which means I probably wait a turn on this so that I can attack with Hooded Brawler too. Notice it only gives one creature trample. Just one. He actually, let's see, if I attack with Attendant, he doesn't have mana to pump. No, yes he does. He has Ritualists. That's dumb. So he attacks with these, locks down, I don't know, 2 blockers. Let's say he swings all out. I block here, gain 3 up to 17, and then I'm taking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then I just get to kill him on the swing back. I think I'm waiting a turn here before I do anything drastic, though, just so Hooded Brawler can attack and exert as well. Although, yeah, well, it's too late now, but if he says my Lifelinkers can't block, that could be bad. I'm going to put the onus on my opponent to do something this turn. I feel like my opponent wants to get to the point where he's attacking, though. If I draw another creature, that's very strong for me as well. All right, no attacks. And he played out a land. Creature. Land. All right, now the question is, do I do this? So I give Attendant +6. It goes up to a 9/9. I tap Sure Shot, and let's say, I don't know, Ceradon, right? I attack for 9 +5. Like, my opponent has to block anything that deals 3 damage or more. Problem is, he can just actively block these. So I attack with On-Crop, Baloth, Hooded Brawler, and leave the camels back. Find it kind of strange my opponent didn't do anything last turn, though. Like, he didn't attack at all, which means he's waiting on something. We have to make a decision, though. And again, if I just attack with a tenant, he blocks here and I lose it. How much he can make? 2, 4, 6. Well, if I tap it, it doesn't matter. I feel like I'm so close, but not quite. If I give one of these +6, it's a 9/8 trampler. I tap down, say, both Ceradon plus Sure Shot. I get him for 3. Then I have 14 trampling damage. I feel like the best bet is to use it here, though. Could also give this trample. No, that doesn't make any sense. But the fact that this gives vigilance has got to be just good for me, which means I probably want to go for it now. All right. Yeah, I like the idea of giving the camel trample vigilance, or trample +6, so it's a 9/8. Yeah. Okay. Have an idea. I'm not going to win this turn, but put my opponent in a very rough situation, I think. Okay, now we authority. The fact that this gives all my guys vigilance is great. So I'm going to tap Sure Shot, so I know for sure a tenant's getting in there, and that makes this camel lethal, which means he has to block it. And we're also going to tap down Ceradon. And then we're going to attack with everything but this 3/2 camel, I think. He can do a lot of double blocks. Actually, has 5 blockers. Maybe I should think about this a little bit more. So 9. I have how much trample damage? I have 14 trample damage. He has to block 5 of that. 4. So he has to block both of them, or he has to use 2 blockers, and then he has 1 blocker for the rest of these. Yeah. So, all right. Attendant's getting in there. This is tough. This is getting in there. This is exerting. This is attacking. This is attacking, and this is. There's no point in exerting that. Can he afford to block this though? So do that one more time. He has to put 2 blockers, at least use 2 blockers here and here. Yeah. Okay. We don't want to attack with the other 3 too. We have a mess of powerful creatures. He can probably kill 3 of ours, it looks like. Because he can block Ceradon on, say, this. He can double block. Yeah, he can double block Hooded Brawler. Oh, if he just puts single blockers, that's great for me. Yeah, you want to kill off the hippo. Oh, he's only going to kill 1 creature here. You can see how this combat math is a little tricky. God, this card is so strong when it works. You have to have the board to back it up, but we definitely have the board. All right, yeah, his best blocks are probably to double block the hippo. That's not great. I think if you're double blocking hippo, you want to kill the hippo. If I were him, I would probably trade this for this, chump this, double block, or maybe even triple block hippo and take 9. Oh, he can't take 9 though. All right, so he's going to kill off these 2. I'm going to kill off Rich. All right. Oh man, this is hard. I understand it too. I completely understand. He can't leave this unblocked though. Like he's got to do something here. The thing is, because these 2 trample, he has to put, and this is dealing 3. He's effectively at 9 with these 5 attackers. He can't let this through, but he has to block at least 6 of this 14 trample damage to not die. He does get a second card. He gets to look at 2 more cards, But I don't think I'm dying on the swing back here. I could have waited another turn, but I think I want to force the issue, and the more of his attackers I clear off, the better. Five. The cool thing is he has to block with everything, though. Like, if he were to just block like that, he would take 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not true. Watch him top deck Sifter Worm and just reveal another Sifter Worm. That has you dead. You're taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that doesn't have you dead. But I get to clear off 4 of your creatures. You get to clear off 2 of mine. Any situation that leaves me with this Hippo, I think is good. Not to mention I'm gaining 9 life here. Alright, that's what my opponent did. Doesn't matter which of these I order first. Let's just go ahead and get it all done, see what the board looks like afterwards. Yep. 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 Puts my opponent to 2. They draw. And it's pretty good. Now they draw a creature. I'm still not... I haven't completely won yet. But if they don't draw anything relevant, I can... Ooh, cycle. That's good for me. That's good news. If they don't put a creature on board, I just attack with everything, I think. Might have to do some trades. If they do put a creature on board, this trade's here. They have to block everything, so this would eat one of my guys, but Hippo would eat whatever it blocks. I think they need 2 creatures here. Or a removal spell and a creature. They need to interact with 2 of my guys. Because let's say this blocks the flyer. This blocks this. This has to block here or they're dead, but then you take 3. Another sure shot's not going to cut it. No, they're not dead unless I draw something. Let's just draw Ambuscade one time. Or, you know, Jarrow's Renunciation would actually do the trick here. Watchful Naga's an okay draw. Alright, so if I attack with everything, you can eat this. You have to block everything. We trade, we trade, we trade. This dies. You can't afford to double block the Hippo unless you have something in hand. So I get left with a Hippo, you get left with a Ritualist. And then I get to play a Watchful Naga. You get to draw a card. Alternatively, if I only attack with Hippo, I trade it with, say, a single Minotaur Sure Shot, and that doesn't seem great. Okay, we're definitely attacking. This at least trades with one of his creatures. If I don't attack, let's see, if I attack with just these, yeah, he gets a good block here, and I don't love that. So let me just run through it one more time. If I attack with all 4, has to block, has to block, has to block, has to block. And actually, he could block here, here, and here, and then he gets left with Ceradon. So yeah, he can block here. He can block here to not take maximum damage on that. So he's going to be left with one of these 2, one of the 4 toughness creatures that can afford to block this. But that's okay with me. I put another lethal threat at, and my opponent's at 1. I'm also at 29 this way. All right. Yeah, he has to block everything. Yeah, so I imagine here, this goes on a camel. See, normally you would just put this on the thing, but he can't take the extra trample damage there. Oh, if he block, yeah, switch it up this way. I was about to say, that works out fantastic. I only get in 1 damage here. I put my opponent at 1, but so assuming my opponent doesn't have a trick, has to use his mana for this to kill it off anyway. Otherwise, my attendant sticks around. All right, opponent's going down to 1. Are you going to pump? Yep. All right, now it's my Hippo versus your 4/4 and my 2/2. All right. Opponent at 1. Let's see if you can draw out of this situation, my friend. Don't think he has anything relevant in hand. He has no good attack, so that's not going to work. Again, if he draws a creature here, I can just attack with both, trade this for whatever creature. But yeah, cool, awesome. GG. Yeah, this card is bonkers when it works. Just added so much damage to the board. But yeah, you see how this green-white deck wants to play out. It is exactly what we wanted to do. So I'll see you guys soon for round 2.